Greetings and salutations, Bumble Butts. Welcome to T for B's for December 7th, 2023. This episode is sponsored by nobody. We are unblemished by sponsorship since day one. My name is Pete. I'm joined here in the Hive by my good buddies. We have got with us AJ.
Hello.
We've got Justin.
Hey.
And we've got Cody.
Howdy.
Alrighty, the steep is deep. Once again, are we a GTA podcast? Because we're talking GTA every single week. We finally got the GTA 6 trailer. And GTA, why Netflix and chill when you can Netflix and kill? We're laundering money right through the world's most famous movie streaming application service. Is GTA coming to Netflix? We'll be talking about that. And we're approaching the end of the calendar year of 2023. It's a perfect time to reflect on how the year has gone. New annual tradition around the globe with the Zoomers, the Millennials, the whole lot is Spotify Wrapped. So we're chatting our Spotify Wrapped. For some of us, are YouTube. What are they calling it? YouTube.
I call my YouTube Rewind as Spotify Wrapped because I don't want to say YouTube Rewind.
Your YouTube bundle, if you will. Also, is working from home getting canceled? Because we're talking about an Amazon executive. And of course, we're talking about Amazon Strong Suit, which is working conditions for its employees. Because an Amazon executive is here to stand up for the little guy and say it's time for you to get your ass to the office. Speaking of morally repugnant business sleaze, we've got some Elon Musk discussion. Hopefully, I don't alienate our entire crypto bro audience with this one. But yeah, we're talking Elon Musk alienating advertisers. Speaking of malignant malcontents, we're chalking charlatans. From Elon Musk to Matt Rife. We're past, what's the cutoff for saying the F word?
30 seconds, good? I think we're good, yeah.
Who the fuck is Matt Rife? And why is he all over every single one of my social media feeds? I got no fucking clue who he is. But I guess we're going to find out because he's important or something. And, there's nothing more dramatic but simultaneously anticlimactic than a dead end. And we thought the hunt for celebrity number 6 was over. But our very own celebrity number 6 expert, Cody, has...
Correspondent.
The correspondent, our correspondent, has an update for us. And like the true Americans we are, patriots through and through, every single one of us. We're pulling out our firearms this week, and we're firing. What are you firing at? I say fecal matter, because I'm going to get down to the bottom of why we shoot the shit. What does it mean to shoot shit? We'll figure it out. But first and foremost, this group was founded on a shared interest in geography. This little goresome foursome started off playing GeoGuessr, which led us down a lot, and I mean a lot, of rabbit holes. But one in particular was vexology, the study of flags. We once did a tier list where we ranked every single state flag, and we were forced to put our very own state flag. These Minnesota boys were forced to put our very own state flag straight into fucking F tier because we've been rocking an absolute turd at the top of our flagpoles for a long time, but it's finally changing. Minnesota is getting a new state flag. Let's talk about these flags.
Coming into this, I thought AJ's thumbnail was good, but that intro was even better. I'm sorry, AJ.
No, that's A-okay. That's my thumbnail.
There was twists and turns. There was through lines to all of our topics. It was beautiful.
You put a lot of work in that thumbnail, though. I'm proud of you.
Oh, the thumbnail's better. Make no mistake, the thumbnail's much better.
No.
So Minnesota state flag. Do we know? Okay, all right. Once again, here's just me asking the crowd. Hopefully, somebody fucking read a single thing about what we're talking about. What spurred the change where we finally decided to change our state flag? Was it the CGP Grey video where he said your state flag fucking stinks?
No, I actually was curious about this as well, so I looked it up, and it turns out that our stream rating it at F tier is what sparked it off, I think.
So
they heard it from us.
Yeah, I didn't see
the
that.
Governor was just watching a GeoGuessr.
Yeah, so Walls is a day one subscriber, tier 3. He's always dropping donos and just throwing biddies around in Twitch chat. It was kind of wild. But I think maybe that
Yeah, that's part of it. Yep. So
A
it's that,
big
and
part of it.
If I know a
and the
single thing about American history, I assume the flag was racist somehow.
yes, yeah,
Oh, nailed it.
yeah. It's been criticized because it has a white settler plowing the land, as a Native American is on a horseback riding off in the
Isn't there a
distance.
gun then leaning up against the
There sure is.
the?
It's
Dude,
also
here's
Yeah,
the
we
thing
got
is,
a lot
I've
of
lived
good.
in Minnesota for almost all my. Actually, I don't right now, but I've lived in Minnesota for basically my entire life. I've never noticed our state flag once because it's so generic. It's the blue flag with the state seal, and unless you're pulling it up on your phone and zooming in, you can't tell what's on the fucking seal. Who cares, anyways? So I don't even know what's on there.
All right, so here is the current flag right here, and I see this may be some of the imagery in question right here
Oh, that flag is just
on the
dookie. It gets
seal.
the closer you look.
Yeah, now it does have the lady slipper on it, which is a really good flower as far as state
Nice
flowers
touch.
go. It does almost look like they could be homies, though. They could be like,
I don't
"Hey, what's
know.
up? How's it going?"
I don't
Where?
know.
Why are there
From
hills in the background?
1858, I don't know about. They're like, hey, what's up?
Okay, but like
This
there
was
are.
made, in the
I
back.
live here. There are only 2 hills in the entire state, and they're both in Duluth.
Hills?
No.
Look at the hills in the background. Hills that are as dramatic
Okay,
as this state
like
flag.
the whatever's going on with the yellow back there is not here for sure.
Mhm.
Well, that's Duluth. Looks like that.
Yeah, but not
But
the
that's it.
color.
Well, yeah, not the color. Well, it's just
Well,
the
yeah,
sunset.
but like, okay, do you really think like look at the color of the the people too? Like the people color isn't
Yeah,
correct
I
either.
think my
You know-
least favorite part is how there's 3 stars up here and then there's 5 on all the other points.
Oh,
What was
Oh my
happening
God.
there?
Wait,
What
yeah.
happened there?
wait,
I
what do you
don't-
mean? You mean 4? It was 4.
Yeah,
There are
that's what I
4, yeah.
said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay. I forgot you said 4.
So not to absolutely dog on the gift to humanity that MS Paint clearly is. MS Paint has propped up a lot of podcast thumbnails for a long time, all right? But this shit looks like it was made in MS Paint in the wrong
That
way.
might be giving it a little too much credit.
Yeah.
It is nice though that it looks like a star, right? All the stars together look like a star.
Kind of star shaped, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Vaguely
All the stars
star-esque.
together look like a star.
But why is the
If
top
you-
shorter?
if you-
So I think the main problem, there's just way too
don't
much
know.
happening
Oh, is
in
it the
these
North
state
Star?
seal.
Is that why there's one big one up top? It's the North Star.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone knows.
Anyways, this flag fucking stinks. Everybody
It
knows. We've all known
absolutely
every state seal flag fucking stinks. And Minnesota finally pulled the trigger on saying, fuck it, we're changing it. They put together a committee. They opened the boards for people to put in a bunch of recommendations, right? Or to submit their own designs.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, so there were 2,600 designs, and we are on the last 6. The favorite of mine, which is in the thumbnail, is no longer in the running.
Oh. I thought it was
Unfortunate.
interesting. And as a Minnesotan, actually, when this happened, I think I was no longer a Minnesotan by license, but like there was not consultation with the people of Minnesota, right? They didn't hit any of you up to get a vote in, right? Was this just a social media campaign, or?
Yeah. I'm
was, like-
pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure there's like applications that you could submit to like get in on the committee that
Oh,
was
wow.
deciding
Where
on
the
this.
where the fuck were we? We had a total tier list. about
100%. I sent Cody a link to the application, and and here you go.
I did not submit anything. I should
Oh.
have. I did
Well-
submit for, this is a little off, well, it's kind of on topic. I did submit a suggestion for the Minnesota plow naming.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
And it's plow.
This year or
it's
last year? 'Cause that's opened up
Plowabunga,
again.
dude.
Oh, that'd be sick. And the
Oh.
new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. this year.
Exactly. I was looking
Yeah.
for what the most likely thing to get voted in. I was looking at the theme of everything, and Plowabunga, dude, is perfect. Also, we got the Ninja Turtles ride at the Mall of America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
somewhat I don't know, controversially, there was a lot of state flags that had loon designs. I feel like Minnesotans have generally, we've kind of rallied around the loon. It's the state bird. The loon call is, pretty iconic for us. If you go to a
None of the 6 ones have a loon.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy. So many of the designs had. If you go to a Timberwolves, a Twins game, a Vikings game, if you're listening to the radio, almost any radio station anywhere, you're going to hear a loon call eventually around here. Like, it's a big deal. And so it's kind of weird that a loon didn't end up in one of the final 6 designs. That's kind of weird to me.
My favorite design was like an MS Paint loon with laser eyes blowing up Wisconsin. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that might have been my least favorite design. Yeah, I don't know about that. Mid.
All right, so we got our 6 here. I'll scroll through them.
So it looks okay. It really looks like we leaned into the whole North Star State thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we got this top one here. This one's
that looks a lot like, I believe, the current flag of Duluth. Looks very similar to that. Duluth has a city flag.
Okay.
And it looks somewhat. It's a great flag, actually. It looks fairly similar to that one. There's, North Star.
We got like a North Star. I assume we have like some rolling hills here.
Oh, I always thought that was water. Like that's some
fucked up water.
Yeah, it's green, I guess. That would be weird.
Yeah. I'm thinking like Microsoft wallpaper rolling hills. That's what I'm getting. This one, I have no idea how this made it.
What is going on there? What is it?
Shit.
What's it supposed to be?
This is like someone's kid who's in charge of this.
It looks like a design you would see on like a barn out in the middle of western Minnesota. Like, have you ever noticed that? Like on the top of, like, driving through, and there's like the barns,
like the barn quilts?
and they have barn quilts. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
So if I was going to try to define the most iconic things about Minnesota, right? Like I was saying, the loon is up there, the North Star, of course. 10,000 lakes. I feel like that's actually what we're most known for, is the land of 10,000 lakes, right? Cactus didn't make the list. Why do we have a cactus here? Right? It looks like a fucking cactus.
I think it's like some wheats, maybe.
If that one wins, I'm glad I moved away.
I did do some looking.
I have the explanation
of the wheats.
I have it. No, of that whole flag. So it says.
So I know the explanation of the shape, the Cerberus.
Yeah,
I know that.
Well, it says for this one, it says it's a yellow star.
Oh.
So it says a flag with a prominent yellow star and green nods to nature on a.
Sorry.
Maybe.
NODS,
well, it says,
nodes?
No, it's nods. It's just NODS.
What is that?
I don't know
what that is.
Like a nod to nature, like howdy.
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm having a moment.
It says a flag with a prominent yellow star and green nods to nature on a blue background. The sides have yellow stripes to represent tribal nations and white ones for each of Minnesota's 87 counties.
Wow, the county's got a shout out.
Okay.
Yeah, and let's see. Then there's.
I can see Crow Wing right there on the right.
Then there's. It looks like we're actually on. Oh, it's just showing 3 people. Okay, and then there's 2 other ones that they show. So F29 and F944. That show a different, show their information. So once we get to those, I can tell you. The next one it tells me about, and the last one it tells me about. So
okay, this star I kept seeing this shape right here, and it is a common Scandinavian symbol called a Cerberus, I think is why it's used. There's a lot of Scandinavian origins here.
Yeah.
All right. So then we got this one here.
Okay.
I feel like it's a strong contender.
That one here is okay. So it says the guy is named Pittman. also he's a graphic designer
And a wide
outside of
receiver
his
for the
realm.
Indianapolis Colts.
No,
Oh, sorry,
not that.
wrong Pittman. Sorry, I get it
Ron
mixed up.
Pittman, round one. So he said his flag design started with a squiggle shape inspired by the aurora mirrored on the top and bottom half. Along the way, he and his father noticed the shape looked like another commonly submitted flag feature, a loon.
Yeah. Okay, it does.
Okay.
Ross, let's call it a happy accident.
Happy little accident.
I
saw in YouTube chat here the thought that this was a corn man holding a corn and a sun. I will never unsee that.
Oh,
it's just like a little man.
If that flag somehow manages to defy all logic and become the new winner, it's always going to be the corn man flag.
I would
the
move,
corn man.
I think.
Hey, come join me over on this side.
No.
Okay, but
I think I'd go up. I think I go to Canada.
Oh yeah, he's smart. The one that we were just looking at, the double loon situation, I actually like it more now that I've noticed the loon. I actually think that it's really nice. My only question is it potentially over designed?
There's kind of a lot going on.
It's just, I don't know, it's a lot of curves at kind of weird angles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that might be a me problem. I'm just kind of simple, you know. I don't like the. I like it, you know. Whatever.
That's because we got into vexology. A good flag is gonna be simple.
Yeah.
This one I actually like worse than the Corn Man one.
This is better than Corn Man.
No.
Okay, I am a huge Minnesota Timberwolves fan, and those are colors that we often incorporate. Unless under the very right conditions, those colors look like shit together.
Mm-hmm. 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 This one, it's okay.
That's
a flag.
It's very generic, I feel like.
I don't like the colors. I like the design, kind of.
The colors are so much better than this one, I think.
Yeah.
This one here is my favorite, and if this isn't our new state flag,
I feel like that's the one, yeah.
I was happy to see the Minnesota subreddit. Everyone's rooting for this one, which I was really happy to see.
I do like that one a lot.
Yeah.
So this one says that the flag entry has a deep blue background with 2 stars overlaid, one reminiscent of a snowflake. Hunt has been fine-tuning his flag design since 2015, when he first posted online about his distaste for a Minnesota flag he said was hardly very symbolic or distinctive and had way too much on it. Flags should be simple because they're up on a flagpole and often very high. And I think that's the thing that often gets overlooked.
This is crazy to me. Has been working on it for how long?
Since 2015.
2015.
8 years.
Look at this. Do you see my mouse here? Or you guys see my mouse in the screen share?
Oh, it's not even.
Do you see that gap between there and there? In the gap between there and there?
No.
Since 2015?
If they make this the flag and
it's not aligned?
Dude, what if they fucking make this the flag and they don't give it the once over and they fucking leave it like that?
I would also move. Look at this here. Look at the length of this one and then the length of the top one.
Cody's gonna roll up to his local state government organization, and he's gonna be like, bring that fucker down here. I'm taking a look.
My local government organization is the Capitol. I could just walk over there.
Dude, you're gonna walk into the Capitol and you're gonna be like, run that fucking flag down the pole right now, and you're gonna have a fucking measuring tape on you, and you're gonna be
I need you to put this design into a program where you can make sure that the yellow points are actually the same size.
Well, had I gotten started in 2014, maybe I would have done that by now.
You are cooking the man. You're cooking the man that potentially just designed
the man cooked himself.
What's great is that he said we need to think about how these flags are going to look on a flagpole.
That's because he doesn't want anyone looking at it closely.
Too closely. It's going to be way up high.
What's this man's name?
Hunt.
Hunt?
Just
Yeah,
Hunt.
I don't know what his first name is.
The
Let's see.
hunt begins.
Okay, I
Brandon.
do. Oh, not the
Brandon.
double hunt.
Yeah.
So I do. Obviously, that last design is easily my favorite.
And hold on, he's
Fucking idiot.
Brandon Hunt, and he is a product designer and writer. I wonder what products he makes and if they're bad.
Next.
Jesus Christ.
I will have a segment ready for next week.
Brandon Hunt, if you're hearing this, I stand behind you. I think you made a nice flag, and I don't like how crude these gentlemen are being.
I didn't say anything. About.
You said he probably makes bad products, you schmuck.
Well,
You're like, yeah,
I did.
Probably?
I did.
This is slanderous. Brandon, I'm on your team. I'm behind you, Brandon. Don't worry about it.
It's been working on it since 2015. If that wasn't in there, I wasn't. I could see the difference just looking at it from here, and it was upsetting. And then as soon as I heard they've been working on this since 2015 for 7 years.
Okay, conceptually,
it's three basic shapes put together.
Conceptually, the flag, I like it. I like the colors are nice. The North Star, the star, the snowflake. It's all very Minnesotan. I feel like the design overall, well, slightly uneven and unaligned.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a nice design.
I like the design.
Do you think there's some really big brain ideas as to why it's unaligned and what that represents?
There has to be a reason for it, and I just can't think of why that would be.
All right, so what's everyone's second? Is this everyone's first choice? This is certainly my first choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
I think the double loon is probably my second.
Double loon's your second?
Yeah.
Double loon? That's what
well, yeah, it's got the they're touching heads, they're bonking, they're nuzzling.
Yeah, there's a little head bonk. I think it's a toss up for me between double loon and the first one. I think double loon's better.
I agree entirely.
My only gripe with this one is also that it's a little busy.
I think the top one. I like the green.
Yeah. You should look up the Duluth City flag. It's different than that one. It's fairly similar. The Duluth City flag, low-key, might be better than that one. What? What?
Dude, it is almost just like it. Hold on.
Did I say something? Did I say it wrong? Did I miss a letter?
You missed that L.
I was eating a brownie. The fuck up.
Here we go.
We're taking it back.
There's
That's
the
the Duluth
flag.
Yeah, that's the Duluth flag.
Oh my gosh, I've seen that design before, and I actually thought that was just one of the options for the new Minnesota flag.
No, that's the Duluth City flag.
Oh. Here's
Cody's checking now. We just got kicked off of YouTube Live.
Here's the flag we're rocking.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Dude, we got the
That's busy.
We got the Capitol. We got that building right there. That little shanty. We got tire shops. Your tires.
You're 100%. You're getting an oil change if you got that flag up front.
For sure. And we got a star just tying it all together. It's a nice blue and yellow. I don't love the red, but it's a good flag.
That's ass.
Okay. So I think this will be our new flag, based on Reddit.
Probably.
Yeah.
I hope.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've spent the last 3 minutes trying to come up with a smooth transition to get us to GTA, and I don't have my transition game on point.
So as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars.
What does it mean?
6 coming up?
Stars. Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. Is there going to be a 6th star attained?
Is GTA 6? Is
it
GTA
going
6
from 5
happening?
to 6?
Is GTA 6 happening in Minnesota? Is that what we just found out? There's 6 flag finalists? Dude, every time I say the word, I'm under the gun, dude. Every single time I say it, I'm so nervous. I've never been more nervous in my life. Every time I say it, I'm scared. Anyways, GTA 6 finally released its trailer after 9 years. We've got a trailer, and everybody's going fucking ballistic. Like, sweet, they gave us a trailer. It is set in Vice City, so we're back in Miami, and it's gonna have like a greater region of Florida. So they show some shit like up in the potentially the Panhandle. They got the swamps, they got the whatever. But yeah, the trailer's out. It shows some voice clips and what appears to be our protagonists. They have names. I already forgot them because you better believe I didn't fucking read anything. But yeah, it's kind of after a billion years of wait and forever, and the big news at the end of the trailer, of course, it's going to come out in 2025. So here we are talking about GTA 6 for the fucking 4th straight episode, and we're gonna have to talk about it for another 52 to fucking
You know what that means?
100 weeks in a row.
Content.
Oh, we're milking this baby every fucking week. We're doing GTA 6 content.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm glad that we finally got the trailer because it means that we can not talk about GTA 6 for another fucking year because it's not coming out forever. My buddy said he thinks it'll be holiday season 2025, so that'd be like 2 full years.
Oh, that makes sense.
2 full years? What the fuck have they been doing
Honestly,
for the last 11?
If they're working on it this whole time and they're going to continue working on it, let's just keep making it a better game.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I'm sitting here like criticizing it, but like I think what's weird, I prefer when a game gets the full development cycle and they don't just push it out because they set an arbitrary deadline that they couldn't meet. I do prefer taking the time to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
But why release a trailer when you are so far away from having it ready? Like, whenever GTA 6 was going to come out, it was going to be the biggest deal on the planet. Like, did we need a full 2-year fucking election cycle?
You know, you gotta funding this thing.
It seems like they were ready to release it soon because it's all put together, but it did get leaked prior to even releasing it. The trailer got leaked, and then they finally said, "Well, if you're gonna watch it, come watch it here at the official spot." So there wasn't an actual like lead up and announcement.
Well, because wasn't the story because they tweeted like weeks in advance, like, "Oh, hey, the trailer's coming out on December 5th or 6th or whatever."
Oh, yeah, that's right, they did.
But then the trailer got leaked. It was supposed to be like a big premiere at like 6 p.m. or something, and at like 9 a.m. it was out, so they were like, fucking whatever, here you go.
Yep.
I mean, there was a bunch of other stuff, though, that was leaked last year as well.
Yeah, there was
the actual
play
gameplay
tests and stuff.
Interesting.
So they probably wanted to just try to get ahead of it and like give people stuff so that they weren't trying to find other stuff, or if somebody does leak anything else, it's kind of like, oh, we already know.
So, kind of, if you need to occupy, if you're going to try to make it all the way to 2025 to get your shot at playing GTA 6, in the meantime, why don't you go ahead and satisfy that need, quench that thirst on Netflix? Did you know, apparently the whole world found out because of GTA, Netflix has a gaming service. It's like cloud gaming, kind of like Xbox's cloud gaming. It's directly through Netflix. It's for the mobile app, I believe. I think it's only on mobile. It's like, honestly, I don't really get it. You stream titles. I guess I do get it. It's like Xbox cloud gaming, but it's only on your phone, and it's through Netflix for some reason. They have like 80 games on there, and they're putting a GTA trilogy on there. I think it's like San Andreas, Vice City, and another GTA 3 or 4 on there, something like that. They just keep calling every headline just calls it. They're putting the GTA trilogy on Netflix gaming, and I'm like, those are certainly words, and I know all of them, but I don't think they quite go together. Yeah, Netflix has a gaming service.
No hidden fees. It's just built into a subscription.
They do mention it whenever I'm playing Netflix on my TV, and I'm like, why the fuck do I need play?
You know, I've totally seen this mobile games on here before, and I had no idea why this was a thing.
Yeah, apparently you can just. I don't know if is it only available on your phone, or can you?
Seems like it from this article.
I think so.
Yeah, I have no idea. I said I was going to be the one that read that article, and then I barely did.
How long has this been a thing?
Netflix gaming?
Yeah.
No idea, but in the article, I did read part of the article. It mentioned their CEO thinks there's a big market for it, which I don't know. It makes sense, I guess, if you're in the loop with like what Xbox is doing with cloud gaming. It is a pretty fucking sweet concept. So I imagine Netflix obviously has a shit ton of server space. I'm sure that they have the infrastructure to run a program like that. It's just Netflix and gaming are not exactly synonymous together.
So are they thinking they're gonna like drive people to subscribe to Netflix to play games on your phone? Because that's what Apple Arcade is for.
I guess. Well, maybe
Wonder
it's
what
like.
market they're going after.
Well, I guess
Android
maybe
users?
this makes. Yeah, hell yeah.
Just
Maybe it makes Netflix a preferable brand to like a Hulu or something like that. But it's just one more feature they have where they have it built in. You can play the games. You know.
I guess.
I wonder what the latency is like.
I don't know. Somebody
That's
should
a fun
try it.
game to see. I'll try it.
I tried
time.
playing Destiny online on Stadia, and that was
Oh
That was
shit! I forgot
difficult.
about Stadia. What happened to
It's
Stadia?
gone.
Okay,
now.
I'm already
It's
turned off
gone.
by this. All right, so hold on, just checking this out. It says
Yeah.
first thing it says here. It says get game. It's not play game. It says get game. And when
Get
you press
game.
that, it wants to bring you to the Apple App Store to install that game.
What's even the fucking point of having
That
it on
is
Netflix
not
then?
cloud
advertising
gaming.
on there. Okay.
That is.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Can you find the GTA games on there? I don't know if they're released yet.
As Justin's already downloaded it and playing it. It works.
Yeah, we've played it this whole time. No, but Farming Simulator 23? I mean,
Wow.
say no more. Who needs GTA?
Say no more.
When you have Farming Simulator. But
Oh,
again,
you're right.
that's just a link to my App Store to download Farming Simulator.
So you can't play Farming Simulator 2023
Through
on
Netflix.
but you can play GTA.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't see GTA on here, so maybe someday.
maybe it's not out yet. Well, speaking of Farming Simulator 2023, let's talk less about the Farming Simulator and more about the 2023.
Oh,
It is. Oh, it's almost the end of the calendar year. So, Spotify Wrapped has come out. It's like the new annual tradition. Are we getting feedback? Am I hearing myself? Good.
Yep.
I hear myself. Is that on me?
Let's see. Go ahead and talk.
Nope, looks like it's me.
Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, cool. No, it's immediately back. Okay, I'm going crazy. I'm just gonna keep rolling anyways. Spotify Wrapped, it's become the new annual tradition where it comes out, it tells you your year reviewed music. It's been going on for a couple years now, and it's hot enough to the point that other streaming services are hopping on it. I know Apple Music does its version of the year in review. YouTube Music does the year in review. Kind of neat stuff. It helps you kind of quantify what you've been into, what you've been listening to. And it is really fun to look back at years past because you can look, if you save them as they come up, you can go back and look at your Spotify Wrap from 2020 and figure out, oh, that's right, I listened to this guy a shit ton that year, or something like that. So, kind of neat. I think it'd be neat if we all shared, like our top artists, top 5, whatever. I already know, what's going on with you three, but the top artists from your year. Did you learn something unexpected from your Spotify Wrapped? Is it exactly what you thought it was going to be?
So I did find that it does not include radio plays, and it doesn't include things played through an external Wi-Fi speaker.
So I knew about the Wi-Fi speaker thing because it's not like recording anything that plays through the Sonos. But what do you mean by the radio?
Yeah.
So if you continue, at least for YouTube Music, and I've seen people test this against what they know they listen to for Spotify as well, is if you put on an artist, you just put on the artist's radio.
Oh,
The
I
mix of
see.
things that's going to play because you played the artist's radio won't count towards minutes of those artists, or there's a chance that an artist would come up on there more often than one of your actual top fives. So you did spend more time listening to an artist because they play on that radio station a lot, but you didn't specifically search
are
them
you
out.
saying like your top 5 are like the ones you go and intentionally listening to, like what you're putting into your
For
playlist?
YouTube recap, for certain, 100% sure, and I've only seen people on Reddit say that about their Spotify as well. Which is just
Okay.
depending on how you use it, may or may not screw it up. I think you want to unplug and plug your mic back in, Justin. It's doing a weird thing.
Yeah, we're getting the full gain experience.
Full gain. Well, I think AJ, Justin, and myself might have the same top artists, so we can do a minutes listened to comparison on that artist. But I'll start with my top 5. We've got number 1, T-Swizzle, at the top of the list. And then, so what follows Taylor Swift is kind of a mixed bag here. Number 2, Oliver Tree.
Nice.
Number 3, Bo Burnham. Number 4, 100 Gex.
Hell yeah. I had a big year on 100 Gex.
Absolute sleeper pick that took me by surprise, and I know how this happened. Louis Capaldi is number 5.
Who was, pardon my ignorance, who was Louis Capaldi?
When I was streaming a Pokemon challenge for a couple weeks, I had a single Louis Capaldi song on repeat in the background, so I could turn up the volume on that song every time I lost a Pokemon, which added up to a lot of hours listened to.
Oh no, you hate to see it.
Oh my gosh.
That's my top 5.
All right, so what's interesting about my top 5 is I actually saw all of them play live this year.
Wow.
That's actually which might be why they were in my top 5, because I tend to listen to the artists I'm going to go see. At number 1, same as Cody, T Swift, top artist. We will have to compare minutes listened if that's possible.
I have my shows on there.
Number 2, the Front Bottoms. Number 3, Hot Mulligan. Number 4, Fall Out Boy. And number 5, Royal and the Serpent, which if none of you have listened to, you need to go check her out. Which is pretty hardcore. All right.
Your mic's still fucked up as well.
How fucked up?
Like your gain
Rather
is really high. It's aggressive.
It is aggressive.
Let's see. I have Taylor Swift.
No.
Theme Queen.
Do you not have
Zolita? No, I don't. I haven't memorized. Royal and the Serpent. And then Maggie Lindemann. Those were my top 5 this year, all female artists. Yeah.
Checking 1, 2.
That's better.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna completely break up the train here because I don't think not a single artist that was named from somebody else was in my top 5. Number 5, it was weird. I had a lot of artists that didn't release new stuff. I have a theory about why my Spotify Wrapped ended up the way it did, but number 5 was Lil Wayne. Number 4 was Kanye West. Number 3 was Pusha T. Number 2 was Drake. And then number 1 was Travis Scott, because he dropped an absolute fucking classic of an album this year. It dropped it in the summer, and it's still in rotation for me. So, my theory about why it ended up, because I listened to all those artists a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like, those are potentially my 5. There's some bigger names missing, but those are 5 of my top 10 favorite musicians for sure. But it wasn't like, other than Travis Scott, it's not like Pusha T didn't drop an album this year that made me like listen to him nonstop, and like Kanye hasn't released an album in a couple years, and Lil Wayne didn't drop a project that like took my attention or whatever. What I think is happening is, for my job, I spend 15 to 20 hours a week, every week, in a truck with someone else. I can't go in and listen to the same, like, if I'm just left to my own devices, I'm going to listen to 5 songs that I'm really into, like, over and over and over again. And one of them's going to leave rotation. I'm going to find a new song, and, like, you kind of fixate on songs and kind of artists. And that usually does happen, which, for me, I had, like, a crazy year with punk rock. I was listening to a shit ton of punk rock this year. I was listening to a lot of Idols, a lot of Soft Play, a lot of Amyl and the Sniffers, like a shit ton of punk bands that I really fucked with. But I think what's happening is every day I hop in the van, and rather than playing the 5 songs that I fucking love by Amyl and the Sniffers, I just hit shuffle on my entire library, and those are 5 guys that I've been listening to for like a decade. Like, I've got 100 songs from half those guys in my shit. So it's just, I'm subjecting whatever poor schmuck gets stuck in my car with the same 5 fucking artists. No Kendrick in there, no clue how that happened, but it is what it is.
You mean you can't just play like your favorite 100 Gex song on repeat for him?
I was at the start of the year. Dude, my buddy Colin was the guy that was working with me at the time. He was getting that 10,000 Gex album every fucking day because it was one thing. Me and him worked together for a long time, so we were rolling. He fucked with all my music, so I just got in and played whatever I wanted. He was vibing with it, but yeah, I'd listen to the same. That's another man. I'm surprised 100 Gex didn't out of my top artists.
That 10,000 Gex album, I will never forget. It dropped at midnight, and I was peak COVID fever. Yeah. I was loopy and out of it, and Zan was next to me, and he was just had a crazy fever as well. We were rolling and turning all night long. Midnight came out. I listened to that album, and it was a wild ride.
And it's really nice when, so like 100 Gex, that album came out, and the Amyl and the Sniffers, that other band I was talking about. The things that I was listening to them was really early in the year, so by the end of the year, it feels like that happened last year. So listening to my Spotify Wrapped, my top songs from the year, a bunch of 100 Gex songs were in the top 10, 20 songs like from that album. Like, damn, I almost forgot that this is this year because it's been so long since I was listening to them regularly. Does you guys have total minutes listened to? Because I have a pretty good feeling I'm gonna mush all of you on most total minutes.
My total minutes is 7,647, but that doesn't include that doesn't include radio, and I do a lot of radio, and that doesn't include playing music through the speakers in the house, which there's always music on in the speakers in the house.
Okay. Yeah.
But just from my phone or PC is 7,647 minutes.
Okay, wow. I actually expected to be a lot higher. Mine is 39,588.
Just my Taylor Swift is 3,200.
Wait, Justin, are you saying 5 digits?
35,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got another digit.
Yeah.
I did almost 6,000 minutes of just Travis Scott alone.
Nice.
But that's just him. AJ, did you have total minutes listened to on yours?
I am looking for it.
I had. Is this going to be backwards? Is this weird? It is. 67,450. That's a big number. And again, it's because I'm on aux in a truck all the time. But... Also, dude, when I was working in store before this, I was just rolling in every day, fucking plugging into aux, letting it roll in the warehouse every day, in the precinct every day. So.
So for music listen to, I have 30,000. 30,000 on here. Interesting.
Well, how much of that did you listen to while you were working?
While I was working?
While you were working, because I listen to music while I'm working all the time. And if Amazon has anything to say about it, we won't be having any more of that. No more enjoying your music at home because you got to bring your ass into the office. I believe it was an Amazon executive had something to say about it's time for the workforce to return to the office instead of working from home.
Well, according to Amazon's SVP, get a load of this guy, Mike Hopkins. He decided that he doesn't like people working from home. I don't know if it's just they're not buying enough of the Amazon donuts in the cafeteria, or maybe the local Starbucks in the campus isn't doing so hot or something. But he says that it's time to buck up and get off the couch. He doesn't have the data to back it up. I quote, "I don't have the data to back it up, but I know it's better for people to be in the office."
I think 100% of people to say the sentence, "I don't have the data to back it up."
But
The data directly counters what they're trying to say.
yeah, that's a crazy but.
Also,
this particular article does go on to say that some research shows that in general, being in the office can be more productive than working from home. But it continues to go on to say that jobs that are offering remote work and hybrid work are getting the better talent, and people are flocking to those jobs, and those jobs are hard to get. So by restricting the flexibility, you're just losing talent.
Just locking themselves out of some talent.
I wouldn't if they were to tell me like, hey, we're moving to the office, like it's time for you to, get all your stuff and come in. I would say absolutely the fuck not. No.
yeah,
I will go back to dealing with customers.
that work from home
Absolutely
is
not.
highly desirable for sure.
I mean, I recently had a job change, and one of the leading factors to me choosing the job I chose is that it was hybrid instead of 5 days in the office. Because 5 days in the office sounds like shit work-life balance.
You have to go in. You have to like put on clothes. Like most of the time I like roll out of bed and I'm like, oh, it's almost time for work. And then I come in here in my boxers. I don't even have my glasses on. Like power on the computer. And I like get my computer on and I go back in and I start putting on clothes. And I come back in. Sometimes I don't even have a shirt on. I'm just sitting here with my headset on, no socks, just shorts, going at my work.
And they don't even know. They don't
And they
even have
don't
any
even
idea.
know. Nobody does.
Who's gonna know?
No one.
I do have
Except
to-
today with my meeting when they were like, "Hey, put your cameras on." And I was like, "Listen, my hair's fucked up. I'm putting a hat on."
I gotta have a brief moment of appreciation for what I didn't know was one of my favorite phases of all time until Justin said, "Get a load of this guy." I fucking love that expression. Get a load of this fucking guy over
This
here.
fucking guy.
Oh, it tickled me. I don't know.
Is that the etymology?
Oh, it should be.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
a load? What do you mean a load? I'll get his load.
I feel
You're getting a whole load of him.
Yeah.
It could go. Well, I think it only goes one way, honestly.
Well, I mean, speaking of getting a load of this guy, let's get a load of this fucking guy with Elon Musk. I don't know. We're all constantly subjected to his bullshit. I feel like maybe me more than you guys because I'm still, unfortunately, attached to Twitter, or what was once Twitter, the artist formerly known as Twitter, the app formerly known as Twitter. I don't know. Elon's just get a load of this fucking guy. He's out here pissing off advertisers or something. What's going on out there with the
Yeah. So
strange man?
this whole interview, this New York Times interview, I would recommend watching the whole thing. If cringe makes you feel alive, it fuels me a lot. So I watched this whole interview and it's so good. But there's a couple viral clips going around from it throughout the whole interview. I don't know if there's a live audience or not. It's hard to tell. But Elon Musk keeps looking to someone, either the audience or a cameraman or someone for like validation,
or like
that what he's saying is cool.
or...
Yeah, something like that. But this is just one of my favorite clips from this. Actually, I haven't tested that. You guys should have audio coming through.
I don't hear it right now. I don't know.
All right, we're gonna test.
Apology tour.
Do you guys hear it?
No, you're not showing audio. Maybe.
He looks like a...
All right.
He looks like a divorced dad that really wants the kids to think he's cool, you know?
And the kids are
He
just like,
does.
nah, dude.
Oh, dude, it's so like... Oh, that's a tough outfit. That's a tough one to deal with. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, this should have audio now.
Apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger
I hope
today.
they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money,
It looks like he's talking like to the. Like, who's he looking at?
go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about apology tour?
I know he had it.
There are so many things to unpack there, because what wasn't one of his big fucking things about Twitter was that he wanted to make it profitable.
Yes.
Like he claimed when he purchased them that they were hemorrhaging money, and then he's gonna go on here and say don't advertise. I guess that's to specific enemies of his.
Yeah. So I don't remember what the tweet was. It was something very anti-Semitic, and he responded to it saying something about speaking truth or something, backing up the tweet hard, talking about how that was just truth. And then a bunch of advertisers left, including one of them being Disney, which is why he mentions Bob. He's talking about Bob Iger.
Oh. So I don't generally like, even when it's somebody who I do find particularly repugnant, like Elon Musk, I don't like doing the whole like physical thing, like making fun of how they look or whatever. Like, I think it's icky. It's bullying. Even if it's somebody like, yeah, fuck Donald Trump, but I'm not going to be out here like bullying for how he looks. I'm going to bully him for being a fucking idiot and a racist. But like, Elon Musk, I don't know, that video, does he just like, he doesn't look well, you know? Right? Like, am I getting that? He doesn't look, his color is,
I'm worried
it's
for him.
weird.
I'm worried.
Yeah, he doesn't look healthy. I don't know what's going on. He just looks kind of fucked up. I don't know. But whatever, I guess.
AJ, you might be muted.
It looks like his skin is not normal. He looks clammy. He looks.
Are these lizard allegations?
Oh.
No, it looks like maybe he's just like.
This had been said online.
Thick.
There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers.
The look back
leaving. We
towards
talked to Bob
someone
Iger.
for validation.
You hope?
Yeah, well, and then he keeps
Don't
doing this
advertise.
gimmick.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
No. I really enjoy that. Yeah, there's some really good clips. There's another clip that I don't have, but this guy's name is not Andrew. It's John or something maybe. And Elon Musk says, you're a friend. We've known each other for like 15 years. I'm only here, because I'm your friend, Andrew. And then the guy's like, well, my name's John or something. I don't remember the names, but he got the name wrong, and it was hilarious.
Cringe.
Yes.
Dude, I don't know. It's just so weird. Like, I'm just so bummed out because I fucking loved Twitter so much.
Twitter was my favorite. Now it's not on my phone anymore. It's bad. I couldn't do it.
We're getting the old Justin feedback cycle again. Classic. Rough.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. No, we're good. Okay, well, Elon Musk, unfortunately, so I went through an era where I had him blocked on Twitter and all that, but he still somehow found a way into my feed, even though it was blocked and it was all that shit. But speaking of just filling my Twitter feed with bullshit I don't want to deal with, and Reddit and fucking every platform, whatever. At least Elon Musk, it's like, world's richest man, owns fucking Twitter, whole lot. There's a lot of things to talk about. Why the fuck are we talking about Matt Rife? Who the Why is so much of my digital intake focused around whatever the fuck he's doing?
I've actually I've actually followed Matt Rife on or TikTok for a while, and we'll pull up. He came up on my feed, and I noticed he does a lot of crowd work in his stand-up.
Does anybody here have any?
In his stand-up specials or just his stand-up segments, and he does really good crowd work, and he handles pretty sensitive topics pretty well. And then he ended up kind of blowing up on TikTok, and he's gathered a very large female audience. He's talked about it in podcasts. I don't think he's ever like shown his analytics or talked specifically about his analytics, but he claims he has a really large female audience, and a lot of his crowd work is maybe a little flirtatious, and I could see how he'd have a large female audience. I have a clip of crowd work here, which I don't think I'm going to be able to play. It's okay. We don't necessarily need it. But this we should be able to. All right, so he's blown up. He's been doing comedy for he started comedy when he was like 15, and he's like 24 or something right now. So he's been doing comedy for a while. And then he gets his first Netflix special. And he opens with this joke right here. So keep in mind, let me pull up a picture of him first too, so you can see.
Are you gonna pull up a before and after? Because there's another whole thing.
You're saying this is like the first scene of the Netflix special. This is what
this is.
This is the first thing. Like,
all right,
you put it on, and this is what you hear. This is the first joke of it.
This is him currently. You guys, I'm probably won't be able to see it because of how I'm sharing, so you can hear the audio. This is him currently right here. There's been some discussion of his jaw changing significantly. But he fills that pretty boy box, and
he did get dentures.
He did get dentures
or
as
no
well?
Veneers. He got veneers.
Okay.
Yep,
his crowd work is really good. He's really quick. He's really witty. I've seen him handle some really sensitive topics that need to be handled really well to pull it off in comedy, and he does. He's pretty smart and witty that way. And then opens his Netflix special with this. Keep in mind, very large female audience.
Like, no middle ground ever, man. I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. A full black eye. And it wasn't like, what happened? Yeah, it was pretty obvious what happened. And we couldn't get over the fact that we're like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is who you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
Oh my God.
So that's how he decides to open up his special. And I've been a big fan of comedy and stand-up comedy my entire life. And this is a bad idea for a lot of reasons. One, he knows his audience is mainly female, and this isn't the types of jokes he normally does. Two, it's so hacky. That's a joke. That's not even. It's not clever. It's not funny. That joke has been beat into the ground. I don't even understand. So even if he wanted to, so there's some merit to opening with a super offensive joke. There's some merit to a comedy special doing that, but make it actually something that is matches the rest of what we see of him, which is funny and witty. This is a boomer Facebook meme joke.
Yeah.
It's like r/1 joke if you've ever been there.
I'm a big fan like offensive comedy, all that. There's a lot of offensive comedians like Anthony Jeselnik and Bill Burr or whatever that I fuck with. But like there's a certain way you got to go about doing it, and yeah, that's pretty like ham-fisted and it lacks touch, you know.
So, he got a lot of backlash for that from his own audience, which is fair and valid. I mean, his argument is, I do comedy. If you don't like it, do something else. But he's whining about all the backlash he's getting. But if his audience doesn't like it, they can say something. And also, you had to know your audience might not like that. So he then on Instagram has this in his stories. If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology. Okay? So you tap the button there to solve your issue, which then links to this.
Oh. That's a tough draw. You know, I knew it was going to be a bit. You know, I knew the link was not going to lead somewhere to get you help.
So
but that's
doubled down on the being awful.
He doubled down. At least this is a little bit witty. This is original. I'll give him that. Super dumb idea, however. And then, so I had this prepared for last week. This had happened a couple days before last Thursday, I think. Since then, he has went on a podcast to talk about being canceled.
Who wanted to put them on his podcast or wanted him on their podcast?
Funny you should ask, Justin, because I watched the whole thing, and man, is it good. Right? It's not Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Any other guesses?
H3.
Nope.
The Paul, Logan, or Jake, or whichever one.
Nope.
I really have no idea. I don't do a lot of podcasts. I don't know, but
he went on Jordan Peterson's podcast.
Oh God, no!
So much worse. That's so much worse than I expected.
Because if you watch the whole podcast, I don't think Matt Rife has any idea who Jordan Peterson is at all. Because when he talks, Matt Rife talks about him, he's like, yeah, I don't really know much about you or your content or anything like that, but I like how you say it how it is or something like that.
Oh.
But for anyone who doesn't know who Jordan Peterson is, he is a
little bitch.
Self-help guru. So he talks about some like genuine, just basic self-help stuff is how he lures you in. But then he also always turns it into, he has so many bits about how much he hates women. It's crazy. He goes on a rant for a long time about how women shouldn't wear makeup in the workplace or be allowed around men in the workplace with makeup on because it's too distracting. Like he's out there. And I think it's extra funny because I kind of doubt Matt Rife knows all of that, which is it's one of the worst, biggest podcasts I think he could go on to try and
I would have much preferred the Joe Rogan experience.
Oh, Joe Rogan would have been so much better. So much better. There's some really good bits from that podcast. I watched it the other day. I didn't pull in.
Fuck, why didn't he do Theo Vaughn? That would have been way better. Theo help you get out of there.
Off topic of this, but did anyone see Tucker Carlson on Theo Vaughn?
Yes. It's so weird.
It's surreal. It's a different universe. I saw like a 2-minute clip from that podcast on TikTok, and I was like, oh my God, this deep fake is amazing. I was 100% certain it was a deep fake. So I went to search it to watch more to see if there was more of that deep fake, and I was blown away to find out it was a real podcast. Like Tucker Carlson's just done a bit for I don't know 30 years on Fox.
Tucker Carlson has been.
Is it Tucker Carlson not doing the bit?
It's Tucker Carlson as a normal person. It's Tucker Carlson with me going, yeah, that's agreeing with a large portion of what he's getting.
So weird.
Yeah, so like Tucker was the fart sniffing face of Fox News forever. He always had that same like he just smelled a fart. Like he farted and then he was smelling it and trying to figure out who did it. Like he always had that gimmick going on. He had that weird face and he'd always be like, "Well, why aren't we?" You know, like he had the whole thing and then he would say something that was like, you know, some real white supremacist shit to say or whatever. Like doing this whole thing.
He's done really more damage. Tucker Carlson has done more damage to this country than I think probably any other human. He's done some damage.
He literally picked up fucking Bill O'Reilly, you know, the torch, and just fucking ran with it, and continued to do the same fucking awful shit.
And then went behind on text and was like, "Yeah, look at all these fucking idiots," and like, I'm just playing all these fucking people and.
Well, yeah, and then the messages, it's what
that's a whole rabbit hole to go down. I was just wondering if anyone else saw that.
It's just really weird that just seeing him be like just some fucking guy is fucking weird.
And speak pretty strongly against opinions he spoke even more strongly about for years.
Yeah. Also, isn't he at some point? Doesn't he talk about like doing blow and shit? Like he's really getting into it. Like it's curious. I don't know. Check it out. I recommend checking it out for sure. It's bizarre. I think we've entered a very interesting phase of like comedy, because it's not the old school like you run around doing your sets at local places and you go around, you get your name going, eventually you build a reputation for yourself in one community and then you hop on and then you're the opener for a more major comedian. Like you don't work your way up anymore. Like Matt Rife he was working local shows.
I think he played the game of working his way up for like 10 years or something. And he's been posting his content online for a lot of years. And it wasn't until his crowd work clips specifically started to really pop off on TikTok. And that's what
TikTok to a Netflix special in like what, 2 years or something like that?
Yeah. His crowd work on TikTok is amazing. It's I was really disappointed at this whole arc of his comedy because it's just like his crowd work was so quick and clever, and it bordered on controversial a lot of times, which he handled in a way that countered against the narrative of comedians. There's so many comedians now that just talk about, oh, you'll get canceled if you say this. So it's just like a meta-analysis of comedy the whole time, talking about what they can and can't say and whining about it. And he actually would venture into things that are you can't say adjacent, but handled them delicately, like disproving. But now he's completely flipped, and he's just like, oh, I'm getting canceled for everything now.
And to open it up, especially a Netflix special, like a Netflix special is a big deal for an established comedian, especially if it's going to be something that's promoted. It's put at the front of the Netflix original section. It's going to be on the front page. Like you're going to get a lot of people clicking on it who don't know who the fuck you are, and to introduce yourself to the biggest audience you've ever had, probably.
And like I don't think the average person who wasn't part of his existing audience would have. He's not getting canceled by any means. I'm sure his Netflix special is on the front page currently and still will be.
Yeah. Well, I guess, you know.
Oh, I don't know. Like after that clip, I never want to watch anything he's ever done before. That's.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you.
The rest of the special is just bad. I turned it off. I watched maybe a little over half of it, and it wasn't funny. I was very disappointed.
You remember back in like 2015, before Joe Rogan was this very like polarizing, controversial conspiracy theory figure, and he was just like psychedelics gym bro, you know, like he wasn't like this polarizing figure he is now. I remember watching, and I knew him from UFC. So then watching the first time I watched a Netflix special I was like, dude, this is ass. Like, this is terrible comedy. Like, how did he become? Because back in the day, he was comedian first, you know, and then he was podcaster or whatever. And now he's this fucking bizarrely massive fucking enterprise in himself. But like,
he's still very comedian oriented.
His comedy fucking sucks, dude. Like, stand up is terrible.
I've wondered who the audience is for his stand up because it's not me.
It doesn't even seem like it's for the psychedelic like bros. I don't even know what it is. I watched it and I'm so perplexed by it. But speaking of being perplexed by things, let's get perplexed by the mystery of an unknown fabric.
Oh, yes.
Back on Celebrity number
All right,
6.
so we got our weekly Celebrity 6 update here, which I wasn't planning on getting sucked into this, but it happened, and now we're here. Something went wrong with my slideshow. So for anyone not in the know, Celebrity number 6 is a quite a few years ago, actually. 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. Someone posted on Reddit this piece of fabric that they've had lying around, and it has a bunch of different celebrities on it. And in this art style right here. And they identified all the other celebrities on here. There's 7 different celebrities on here. Maybe 8, actually. Except this one right here. And it seems so easy to solve. Everyone else was found except celebrity number 6 right here. Now, there's been a lot of different theories that we've broke down and covered. And leading up to last week's episode, there was... Well, we'll just take it slide by slide here. All right. So the subreddit has been pretty uneventful. Okay, we got a few things. We got posts like this.
That's not
right here. Perhaps.
Where?
Perhaps.
Where?
We've got posts like this where they take it and mirror. I don't know who this is helping. There's no people that are more identifiable when you take their face and flip it.
Why did they mirror it like that?
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Hypothetically, if celebrity number 6 had a perfectly symmetrical face, I don't know who this is helping. This one, I thought maybe I can see it with
potentially,
the hair.
yeah.
With the hair for sure. I mean, if we go there.
Also, a really sassy look. I like that. Very stone cold.
So this is what was happening on the subreddit between when I first covered it and leading up to last Thursday. Until someone posted this. It said Roger Garth, who has been a model for quite a few years. Not a name I've ever heard of or known. Apparently, he was on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse back in the day. And people are like, okay. There's some heavy speculation in the celebrity number 6 community if it is a male or female. I'm of the camp that it's female. But I can see how it could be Roger Garth here. All right, so there's some more pictures of Roger Garth. There's quite a few things that line up. Someone posted this here. So it looks like there could be something here, right? We got the correct shaped eyebrow. Now this dip below the eyebrow is widely believed to be a shadow, not the extended eyebrow shape. We got the chin that would shadow that way. Okay, we got a little bit of a squarish jaw. So that gained some traction. And then someone messaged Roger Garth on Instagram.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Long shot to ask, is this image you? It's a bit of a long-running internet mystery, and it looks so much like you. Roger Garth said, it's me. Wait, for real? If there's any chance you have the photo it was based on, you would be an internet hero.
No greater title than
There's not. There's really not.
Oh, I don't love that.
Roger said, I don't know. What are you talking about? Mystery? It's me. I told you.
Is Roger Garth where he from?
Not a celebrity number 6er. That's all I know. I actually don't know where Roger Garth is from.
Also, Mr. I don't like that.
Okay. Thanks for confirming. The reason there's a mystery is Philippa Hamilton also says it's her. That's who I thought it was at the end of our last deep dive, but cannot show us the photo. Do you have a photo it was used for, or even the outfit you were wearing? I really appreciate your response. And we got this. Japan should be 2005.
So helpful.
Okay. That matches the timeline.
In Roger's defense here, Roger has been a model for a lot of years and would probably have no
Roger
idea.
Garth, Italian supermodel.
That's it. I actually did know that. Was it a runway show? Honey, do you know how many shootings or shows I've done? I don't remember. Should be Mastomo or Yamamoto or long time ago. But the question is why? Fair. And they begin to describe the celebrity number 6 mystery. And they say, really? And they say, here's the full fabric. All right. So now we got something to go off of. Japan 2005.
Okay. As soon as, so for a second, it was combative and I wasn't sure I loved Roger Garth. As soon as Roger Garth replied, honey, do you know how many shooting of show I've done?
Yeah.
So
fell in love.
The thread below this was a lot of people saying, wow, Garth is so rude. And then people are like, did you see the honey? Like, look at that. That's not rude.
Honey.
Yeah.
Also,
I thought the same thing as I was reading through.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're just being kind of shitty. And I'm like, oh no, that's just some baked in sass. You go.
Yeah.
All right. So now we got Japan 2005. Something to go off of.
Okay.
Time to dig.
Oh, hell
All
yeah.
Right. Yes.
Time to put our hard hats on.
Absolutely. We're digging. And what did we dig up? Roger Garth, 2005. We've got an outfit that looks, this is the closest looking outfit to celebrity number 6. Okay, so this is promising. This look in 2005, that hair, like every part of this could absolutely work.
Can I get I just wanted to get something out of the way. Wood.
What?
Wood. I would, you know.
Wood.
Yeah.
Wood.
Yeah.
Wood.
So last week would that would be on one of your top list?
I don't know if it's on the top, but I did Google some pictures. I did Google some pictures. Wood, obviously, but I don't know if he's top 5. Let's chill out.
So then the next thing pointed out, Japan 2005. These shoots have this. It was thought to be a tattoo. It looks like it was just painted on for the shoot because that doesn't seem to be here afterwards. Matching up to this. Now, so this could easily be inverted, and then that would line up pretty close. A lot of people were all over this. I think that's a button of a collar. I think this follows a collared shirt. But it is interesting because some photos here, flipped, different angle. Once you run this filter on things, it does some fucked up stuff, right? So there could be something there.
The upper lip to nose is just so perfect. Like, it's the exact same.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot to go off of here.
Even the way the shadow comes off the bottom lip onto the chin and the shadow the way it comes up the chin, like, it's very similar.
And where this mystery left off, there's been no updates since. There's the only lead here. So these photos are from this book here. Now,
it's very bad Rottweiler.
Very hard to find any information on this book online. So they've the thread of this, which I have notifications on for, is someone ordering this book and see if the photographer is credited in the book to then reach out to the photographer to see if there were more photos from this shoot or more information of this shoot is where that the Roger Garth saga is currently paused at. There's been no updates on this since last Thursday. All of this was happening leading right up to last week's show.
As everything we discussed on the original episode where we discussed celebrity number 6, you went through all these different theories and showed different people, and every single one of them I was like, I mean, I can see why you'd think that, but no, you know? This is like, that's the guy. You know, like, it felt pretty, like, you know,
it's been a pretty exciting upset in the r/celebrity number 6 community.
This is the most I've bought into this point.
But I will definitely keep you guys updated. I think the tattoo, the design on the neck I think that's nothing. I think people are looking for something there and it's not there. It's an very interesting thing to point out. I just feel like the angle and the placement are wrong for it to be that.
Well, and it seemed like all of the other celebrities in the fabric, there's clearly very little work putting into altering the original image other than the filter. So the idea
that's not true. Orlando Bloom has his hands up holding some beads, kind of covering his chest and his chin. That was removed.
Yeah, there was some big additions.
All of The guy who plays Sawyer in Lost. I don't remember the actor's name. All of his facial hair is removed, which any way you run that filter normally is going to include his facial hair.
Yeah, so I guess editing in a collar or changing something like that is not out of the realm of possibility.
It's still not known if this is some sort of digital filter or if this is like a screen print. So if this is actually hand drawn over some artwork, if any liberties were taken there as well. But that's where we're at with celebrity number 6. There's been really no significant updates in the past week.
I love it though. That's a huge break. We got to be
breaking
sniffing
story.
up the.
Honestly, it's currently developing. I will be a live correspondent here on the ground.
I look very much forward to the next step of this investigation.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, Cody's been our celebrity number 6 correspondent. I will be our etymology correspondent. Because you know what we're doing here, you know what a podcast is in its entirety, especially one like this. We're shooting the shit. If you say I'm shooting the shit, everybody's like, oh, he's shooting the shit. You just know what it means. What does it mean? Why would you shoot shit? What's the point? It's just
Why
shit,
are you doing that?
You know? Like, it's a very... It is one that immediately I was like, okay, that's an American expression, right? Like, who else is out here? Oh, what else you can do with shit besides shoot it? So, here's from my very brief research.
I mean,
what?
Probably flush it? I don't know.
It makes you think, you know?
Fuck.
So, my very brief research, it was a single website. I'm pretty certain it was dictionary.com, but I could be wrong. I don't really remember. But shoot the shit is believed to be a variation of the original expression to shoot the breeze. Now, the most simple possible explanation of shooting the breeze is literally as you speak and as you gab, you push wind out of your mouth. You're shooting breeze out of your mouth. That's the most simplified version of shoot the breeze. At some point, somebody got creative, shoot the shit in there, and it's just fun to say. But the more complex theory to what it is that early uses of shooting the breeze they appeared in World War I. Specifically, there's one early reference of a U.S. private who described his corporals as sociable men who were better at breeze shooting than actual work or war. Which, being that shooting the air with a gun apparently doesn't take very much skill. So the idea is you're literally just sitting there doing nothing, shooting at air. I guess. I don't know. Sounds American. Seems like a way to waste munitions in a war, but shoot the shit was popularized in the 40s, which would be more World War II based, essentially as an escalation of the same thing as that shooting shit does not take much skill. It's something you can do idly as you're just yapping. So either it is just a manipulation of the original shoot the breeze to literally shoot wind out of your mouth is how you talk, and somebody just threw in an expletive to spice it up a little bit, or it's something that developed as a literal expression of doing something that takes so little skill it can be done idly. You can just shoot shit willy-nilly like a true fucking
It depends
American.
on the range and the wind speed and
how far the shit away.
Yeah.
What kind of shit it is, really the composition of the shit makes a big difference.
Okay.
But basically all the very brief research I did had to say that it's basically derivative. It's a derivative of shooting the breeze, which has
I pulled up a
potential
quick article on this, and I'm fascinated by the fact that there was a character in a film from 1951 says to shoot the crap.
Oh, okay.
I'm fascinated that this phrase has been around that long.
Yeah,
just shoot the crap. That just
sounds awful.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Yeah.
What's happening?
That's the PG version of shoot the shit.
Shoot the crap.
I've
Definitely
heard that
bigger on
in
shoot.
Australia, crap is the swear word and shit isn't. I don't know if that's true or if I just heard that.
I'm pretty
But
certain
I've
that's
heard it.
not. I'm pretty certain that's not true. And I do have some things to say about it. I'm not that researched, but there was a big war between like, oh my god, I'm gonna remember the fucking nations wrong. It was
after all the GeoGuessr we played.
No, it's ancient countries. If you heard any of them now, you would just call them like English. It's all part because it's Anglo-Saxons and motherfucker. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta look it up, or it's gonna fucking kill me.
No, I found a Reddit thread on r/English learning. How bad of a swear word is crap?
Oh my fucking god!
I'd say it's a grade 1 out of 10.
The top comment: crap is probably incrementally more rude than heck. Not anywhere near shit or fuck. True.
Incrementally more rude than heck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was Anglo-Saxons and Normans were the 2 different sides of this the war, and they spoke different. Their versions of English were influenced by different languages. Like English has obviously always been like a patched together language, so they were influenced by separate areas. And then when there was a Norman conquest in, I don't know, I think it's like southern England or some shit like that. I don't know the exact specifics. And there was the French were in there. I don't know the fucking whatever, but the 2 different separate versions of English, as they came together, one was considered more posh and proper, and the other one was considered more like low down, like because the one richer fucking side of the battle, I don't know if it was the Normans were the rich ones or the Anglo-Saxons were the rich ones, but basically the one way to look at it was considered the posh proper version, and the other way to look at it was, or the other way to speak was considered like improper. So words where there's multiple versions, like a room was the normal way to say it, but an atrium was how you'd say, or a chamber was like the fancy way to say it because it came from the other side of the language.
Okay.
And that's why something like poop or something like a more normal way to say it would be the proper way to say it would be like feces or whatever. And then shit was the way that the Normans or whoever said it, and it was considered more impolite. And that's why certain versions of the same word, like poop and shit, it's the same word, but you can't say shit because it's a swear word. It's because it was the Norman version. And it's the same thing for a butt and an ass and all that kind of stuff. That's a lot of the original swear words in the English language come from that specific. I should have brushed up on this because I watched a video about it like 5 years ago. So I'm not remembering which side was what or whatever, but that's the source of a lot of swear words in the English language.
That's interesting.
Because it was just the wrong way to say it, man. I mean, it kind of parallels like modern English, right? Where there's like the proper dictionary way to say it versus like the Urban Dictionary version, you know?
So was shit a swear at the time of Shoot the Shit's origin?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Norman Conquest happened in like the fucking 1400s or some shit.
Well, we don't know. I don't know how far back Shoot the Shit goes.
The Battle of Hastings was fought in October of 1066. And the origins of Shoot the Shit are allegedly in the 1940s.
Do you think maybe back then it was like slap the shit?
They didn't have guns. They weren't shooting the shit.
Yeah. It was like throw rocks at the shit? Okay, yeah, we're just out here throwing rocks at the shit.
Yeah. Or, well, I guess they were shooting arrows, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you can still shoot the shit.
Well, I think we've sufficiently shot this shit. This shit is shot.
Shit's been shot.
We shot the shit, fellas. We did it.
Yeah.
We learned a lot, you know, but there's a lot of different ways to crack an egg.
But there's only one way to skin a cat.
Stop,
and if you want to see, tune in next week.
We're trying to phase it out. We're trying to phase it out. There's more than one way to bake a cake.
Oh no, I was just reciting what we landed on at the last week's episode.
Okay, well, I think we've done it. Should we? I mean, like, were we supposed to tell people to like subscribe or whatever? Does anybody have a good like social media influencer like outro for us? Anybody prepared for that? Gotta tell them to like.
I don't think we should have one of those.
Press that subscribe button, hit the bell, and like or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Ring a ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Ring a ding 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 ding.
I didn't even hit the bell.
Hit that bell.
How are we
going to
tell other people to do something we didn't do? Have you guys hit the bell?
I
You
think
can
there was a
physically
bell.
hit that ring a ding 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 ding.
It's a little, like it goes live. When I get the notification, I'm waiting for you to give me the middle finger.
All right, so next week's breakdown will be the origin of "Do as I say, not as I do."
Oh, the hypocrisy.
And until
well,
then,
I think,
until then,
love yourself.
Love yourselves. Hail Satan.
We love you all. Hail Satan.
Speak now, forever. Hold your peace.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
We love you all.
We love you all. Hail